What's up everyone, Dragonheir here, and today we are continuing with our Iceblast Heroes mini-quest, where I'm taking the Iceblast Heroes into every dungeon in the game. So far we did the Grave of Wrath, Heretic Ruins, and today we will do the Ancient Battlefield Stage 12. So let's go right into it.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go.
Alright, welcome to the Ancient Battlefield Stage 12. And here is my team. I am using Garius for a lot of healing and tanking. Then I'm using Felicia for a lot of shielding and damage reduction and control immunity for 10 seconds on her ultimate. Then I'm using Viniara because she does attack penalty and she pushed the ultimate of the boss back. Amazing hero. And also, on her passive, she's immune to control debuffs, right? Which the boss will try to inflict. And if he doesn't inflict it, he will put the backfire on himself, which will increase the damage you do to him by 20%. This is why Viniara is insanely good for this dungeon. And she's free legendary hero, so definitely use her for this dungeon. Then for accuracy penalty and attack penalty too as well, I'm using Sagomir. And you really want the accuracy penalty on this boss because he can steal your buffs, and for every buff he steals, he boosts his damage. So you want to build your heroes with resistance, and also you want to use someone who does accuracy penalty on a boss. So you don't need to build with 300 resistance everyone. You only need like 200 resistance. So accuracy penalty will definitely help you for this dungeon. And for the DPS, I'm using Shinnah. Iceblast hero, she generates a lot of ice crystals and then she will consume them to enhance her battle skill and her ultimate. So she's the only Iceblast hero I'm using for this dungeon, but she works and she is really good. And you don't even need to scroll her. Everybody else is scroll. You don't need to scroll Viniara, but you really want to scroll Garius, epic hero, that's not that hard to scroll. You want to scroll to Felicia because of damage reduction on her ultimate, the amount of the shielding, stuff like that. So you definitely want to scroll her. And you want to scroll Sagomir for his ultimate. You want to get the 100% chance of inflicting the accuracy penalty and the attack penalty on a boss. So that's the team. I will show you the skill timings, then I will do the run, and after the run I will show you the builds. So for the skill timings, I'm using Felicia at 12 seconds and then 20 seconds recast. Then I'm using Viniara at 16 and 20 seconds recast, and Sagomir at 14 and 20 seconds recast. I'm doing 20 seconds recast because Viniara will push the ultimate back of the boss at 16 seconds, so she will put it back to 14, which is 2 seconds bonus, so now the boss is at 20 seconds interval. That's why everybody is at 20 seconds recast. Felicia is here, to cast her ultimate to do the damage reduction and the shielding, and it will stay on everyone through the third battle skill of the boss and the ultimate. And the ultimate does a lot of damage and it does 3 hits, so it's not just single hit, but it does 3 hits to everyone. So you want the ultimate from Felicia to stay a little bit after, right? The ultimate. So now she's at 12 seconds. For 10 seconds, the shield will stay on you. So that's 22 seconds. So you're 2 seconds after the boss does the ultimate, you're still fine, right? You have the damage reduction. So that's Felicia. And now Sagomir, you want him to cast before the boss does the ultimate to reduce the accuracy of the boss, So now he will not steal your buffs and not boost his damage. And also you put the attack penalty on him, but you also do the attack penalty with Viniara. So that's kind of overlapping, but it's fine. So that's the skill timings. I'm not using any food buff. And for the tides, I'm using the surge, okay? The tidal surge. It gives me a shielding and it does damage, okay? So that's what I'm doing. And now let's go to the run. Also, I'm using the defense aura from Garius, the 18% defense in all battles. Alright, so let's go do a run. So this boss, it's not a speed run because this boss is like a marathon, okay? You will not kill him fast, okay? Or at least not right now. Maybe you have like crazy team, you might, but still, the boss has new passives that he didn't have in season 1. And that's when he loses 25% HP, he gains 75% damage reduction for 15 seconds. The effect can be accumulated and can't be dispelled, okay? So this is why this boss takes time, okay? You cannot pretty much speedrun it, I would say. I don't know if you can like inflict buff prohibition and that way he will not gain it, but I think it doesn't matter, okay? I think he will always get this damage reduction on him because it's undispellable. I'm not sure if buff prohibition will, prevent this buff to be obtained by the boss, but I don't think so. So that's why you want 4 heroes for the support and maybe just 1 DPS, and that's fine. Because there is another mechanic, and then when the boss tries to inflict debuff on the furthest away hero, and if he doesn't land the debuff or the stun on him, he will gain backfire. And this way, he will receive 20% more damage. So that's why 1 DPS is enough for this dungeon. As you can see, everybody is fine. I'm doing a lot of healing, I'm doing a lot of shielding. Then Sagomir is doing the attack accuracy and attack penalty and accuracy down on the boss, which will prevent the boss from stealing my buffs and boosting his damage, okay? Because on his ultimate, he does necrotic damage to all enemies and dispel all buffs from them. Gain 1 stack of total damage bonus permanently upon every dispel buff. So that's why you want to build your heroes with resistance and you want accuracy penalty on the boss, okay? I mean, if you can build your heroes with 300 accuracy plus, everyone, you fine. But if you cannot, definitely try to find someone who does accuracy penalty. So, as you see, we are completely fine. It just takes time. So I will bring you back, guys, once we are close to the end. Alright, guys, we have 1 minute 20 seconds left. And the boss still has 5 million HP. So this will be a really close run. I actually forgot that for this dungeon, you kind of want to use the attack buff, the food buff, the 13% attack. So hopefully we can do it without it, but I would really recommend to use it, right? Because you want to boost the damage. Because 1 DPS, it's enough for this dungeon, but if you don't have the gear, you want to, you know, compensate it with the food buff, okay? So you don't need the survivability on the food buff, you just want the damage. So the 13% attack food buff is really what you want. We have 45 seconds, 47 seconds left, and it's still 3.5 million HP. I hope it's gonna be a successful run. I really hope. I hope I'm not failing when I'm recording. It's gonna be really, really close, 30 seconds. I know that she has the Whisper of Consume, I believe, which will execute the boss at 10% HP, 10% max HP when she casts ultimate. But it's still gonna be really, really close, so definitely use the attack buff for this team. Or even for this dungeon, okay? Because you will focus on 4 heroes for the survivability, so you want more damage. Okay, we good, we good. Just because of the Whisper of the Consumer, okay? The mythical artifact. So 3 minutes 48 seconds. I told you this is not a sprint, this is a marathon, this dungeon. This dungeon is very hard. It's one of the hardest dungeons in the game, in my opinion. And it takes time, you know, to kill the boss. So let me show you how I've done build. I will start with Garius. So I have my Garius with almost 60k HP, 3.2k defense, and I'm using the Puppeteer Inspiration on him for the resistance and accuracy. Also, I have 253 resistance on him. And the Puppeteer Inspiration, whenever the Weaver cast an ultimate skill, allies of the same element gain 10% ultimate energy. So he's boosting the other allies, you know, ultimate energy. I'm also using the Scarab Amulet on him for more defense and some shielding when he falls below 3% max HP. But it doesn't matter, you just want him to build with a lot of defense because he's healing on his ultimate, it scales with defense. And he can do crazy amount of healing. There is one more artifact, there is a mythical artifact, the Gatekeeper Staff or something like that. And it's an amazing artifact on him because he does so much healing. And if you overheal your heroes, this artifact will allow you to place a shield on everybody, right? The excess healing will become a shield. So that's an amazing artifact on him. So now let's go over the Sagomir. I have him built with almost 75k HP, 2.7k defense, 267 accuracy, and 237 resistance. I'm also using the Crown of the Unclean on him for the accuracy and defense, and for the chance of inflicting defense penalty 1, I'm sorry. I'm also using the Witch Remains on Viniera, but I will go over it later on. And for the gear, I'm using 2 pieces of the Puppeteer Inspiration for the accuracy and resistance. And then I'm using 2 pieces of Brotherhood Spirit for the defense up, or the defense percentage, plus 25%. I'm using resistance, you know, on his chest to gain as much resistance as I can get, because you need around 300 resistance. With the accuracy down on a boss, you need like 200 resistance, I would say, to successfully avoid the buff being stolen from you. Then Viniara, I have a build with 68k HP, 2.5k attack and almost 3k defense, also 325 accuracy and 253 resistance. I'm using the Tundra Tenacity for the HP and accuracy, and I'm using the Puppet Inspiration for accuracy and resistance. Another thing that I'm using is the Witch Remains on the artifact, the mythical artifact, because it has 60% chance of inflicting attack defense penalty 2 on a boss. And then my Felocia, I have a build with 67k HP, 310 Enlightenment, 19 accuracy, oh, she doesn't need accuracy, and then 201 resistance. And I'm using the Aurelium Vest on her, the mythical artifact, because it grants me damage reduction whenever she plays shields. So I would really recommend to use this. If you don't have this mythical artifact, you can use the crown, because then it will boost your shielding and it will boost her enlightenment. So that's my Velocia. Also, the gear. I'm using the Power of Tides from Season 1 because it gives me enlightenment and resistance, and these two pieces are insanely good. So don't forget that in your storage from the Season 1, you store four gear in it. So definitely claim it, okay? Or I mean, if you wait for the next season, I don't know, but I would really recommend to claim it because these pieces can really help you, okay? So in my case, I put 2 pieces of this gear in it because it has 59 enlightenment on a weapon, and on a helmet it has another 41 enlightenment in here. So that's why I put these 2 gear in it, because for my healing heroes or shielding heroes. Then, I'm using the mythical gear, the Devout Prayer, because when the Weaver grants a shield, the target deals 12% more damage for 10 seconds. Amazing artifact on her, mythical gear on her, because she grants the shield to everyone, so everybody would be boosted, their damage would be boosted by 12%. So very good mythical gear on your shielders. And lastly, Shinnah, I have a build with 50k HP, 4.7k attack, 1400, almost 1500 defense. I'm using Fearless Challenger on her. The Weaver deals 16% increased damage to enemies with max HP higher than the hero by 50%, which the boss has, so she will do more damage. Then I'm using the Abyssal Curse for 20% more damage, or 20% attack, and 20% crit damage. That's fine. And the last one is the Strike the Unprepared. The Weaver does 3% increased damage to enemies under defense penalty, which I will get from Sagomir, the Crown of the Unclean, and from Viniara, the Witch Remains. So she will do more damage to enemies under the defense penalty. Okay, so very nice mythical gear. And for the mythical artifact, I'm using the Whisper of a Consumer, because this way it will boost her attack and she will execute the boss at 10% max HP. You can also use the Arbor of the Giants to boost her ultimate, or you can use the Manticore statue because it will boost her battle skill, and she does a lot of damage from the battle skill. So those are two legendary artifacts that you can use on her. So now I will scroll her, and we will do this run again and see if we can do it faster. I will also, no, maybe not. I will not use foot buff. I didn't use foot buff for this run. I will not use the foot buff for the next run. So let me just scroll her, and then I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. The team is same. I haven't changed any kind of builds or anything. All I did is just put the 8 scrolls into Shinnah. Now she's fully scrolled. And let's see her damage. Let's see the difference. I will not use any foot buff, nothing. Still using the aura from Garius, the 18% defense aura. And let's do it. Let's go. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be much faster because Shinnah, from what I saw before, she, gets her damage increased by a lot if you scroll her. So let's see what kind of damage she can do now. Already at 50k damage per second, damn. 65 damage, 65k, so 67, almost 70k damage per second. That's pretty good. Wow, 70k, wow. She's really good, guys. Solo DPS for Ancient Battlefield. Why not? Why not just use this hero? Damn. Okay, I know this is not free-to-play team, once again. This team is definitely not free to play. 4 legendaries, and only one of these legendary heroes is free to get, or like you get her from the quest in season 1. The rest you need to get, right? I mean, epic easy to get, but Shinnah, Felocia, Sagomir, legendary heroes not that easy to get. But damn, this team is pretty good. And I've told you, like, Ancient Battlefield, this is not a sprint, this is a marathon because of the boss mechanics, the damage reduction. Every time you do, every time you do 25% of his max HP, he will get 75% damage reduction for 15 seconds. And he cannot dispel this, so he will always get it. So this is why it's not like a sprint, right? You cannot just immediately kill him, at least from what I know. Maybe there's something, some mechanics that you might be able to one-shot him, but not with the teams I have, not with the gear I have as well. So single target or like 1 DPS is enough. Focus on 4 supports. I'm not saying that every DPS can do it, but Shinnah was able to do it without being scrolled, so I'm pretty sure there are multiple DPS that can do this. I was using Premstar in season 1 as well. She was my single target, or like single DPS for this dungeon, and she was able to do it, So I'm pretty sure there are multiple heroes who can do it on their own. But Shinnah is perfect for this from the Iceblast heroes, because she can generate a lot of crystals for herself and then can do a lot of damage, right? Because Iceblast heroes, you need someone who can generate the crystals for them. And Shinnah can do both. She can generate and she can do damage. So she's not reliant on anyone else. So that's why she is preferable for this dungeon. Why I'm not using Beldile or Zorak. I'm using Shinnah because of this reason. And she's doing fine, right? 60k damage per second right now. Almost one-shotting the boss now. Come on. 3 minutes in. So I hope it's faster. I can't remember the previous run. I lost the image of it. So I'm really sorry. But she wasn't doing that much damage. She was doing like 35k, right? Like 40k was the maximum. Now she's doing 50, 58, almost 60k damage per second. And now she will one-shot it, yes, because of the Consumer of the Whisper. Wow, 3 minutes in, or 3 minutes something, right? No, less than 3 minutes. Okay, so yeah, it was something like that, right? 3 minutes, yeah, 3 minutes and 8 seconds. So my best time was 2 minutes and 54 seconds. I did 1 or 2 runs before, just to see. But she is amazing, guys. This hero is really, really good for Ancient Battlefield. You know, she can solo DPS it. You know, you just need 1 DPS, and that's only because of the mechanics of the boss, right? Because every time you resist his stun, you will put the backfire on the boss, which means he will receive 20% more damage, which is very, very nice. And also, reduce damage dealt. Okay, and you will even reduce his damage. I forgot this part of the backfire. Not only did you do more damage to him, but he does less damage as well. This is very important. And then I told you, once again, not a sprint because of the passive, right? He receives the 75% damage reduction for every 25% HP lost. So he will receive it 3 times. 3 times in the battle. And that's a lot of damage reduction. 75%, wow, that's a lot. That's very, very good. Alright guys, so there you have it. Iceblast heroes, they can definitely be the Ancient Battlefield. You just need one of the Iceblast heroes, you don't need them all. But I would really recommend to use Shinnah, because she can do both, right? She can generate crystals and she can do a lot of damage. So I hope you found this video enjoyable or helpful. And if you did, hit the like button, subscribe, and thank you for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!